Hello, everybody. My name is Noah Benj, and today I will be doing my persuasive argument on why I think college athletes should be paid. And just as a disclaimer, I'm not talking about Glen Oaks Community College athletes or baseball players as myself, because I do not think Glen Oaks should be paying their players. I'm specifically referring to big D1 schools with big D1 athletes who bring in a lot of revenue for their school. So my first point is that I realize the counter argument to this entire persuasive topic is college athletes do get paid, they get to go on scholarship. And I realize that scholarship is very important and not a lot of people get it. And the people that do get it are very lucky. And I think it's a great thing that we are able to pay for some of these athletes' school. But I think when I list off these reasons that college athletes should be paid, it'll really change your mind. It'll make that scholarship look a lot smaller in your wide perspective. So, sports in college, such as D1s, are pretty much like full time jobs. An athlete wakes up super early, probably goes to hit a lift, then goes to practice, then goes to class. Somewhere in there, they're probably going to sprinkle in some meals. At night, they have position meetings and probably a second lift and maybe even a night class. This is a very stressful thing for kids who are trying to take care of their studies, which takes me to my next point. We do hand out scholarships, but these sports are so demanding that it takes away from the athlete's ability to study and really perfect the career that they want to go into. We all know that an extremely small percentage of athletes are going to play professionally. So how else are they going to get their income? From the job that they are studying to go into. The third point, coaches at D1 colleges, I'll bring an example. Jim Harbaugh just signed a contract for like $4.5 million. Personally, I think that is absurd because the reason he is making money is because of his players. His players' success make Jim Harbaugh money. And I'm not saying Michigan football's had a lot of success in the last couple years, but still, it's just it's not very balanced. It's not very even. How can the coach be making that much money while the players are making no money? With that said, while these college athletes are making no money, while they have this extremely busy schedule, and while they're trying to take care of their studies, they also have to pay for most of their expenses on their own. College rules state they cannot be helped with food, housing, clothes. So all of that, car payments, all of that stuff is coming out of their own pocket. So they are giving all of their energy to this school's sport and this school's pride. We'll reference Michigan. But that athlete has to go home and worry about, how am I going to pay for food? How am I going to pay for some new clothes? How am I going to pay for some new equipment that I need? Maybe a massage gun. And I think that's crazy because I think that just adds more stress to a college athlete's plate. I also think that a salary would help college athletes because it would help them invest in their future. Like I said before, 99% of college athletes are going to have to find a real job. They will not be paid to play professionally in the future. So wouldn't that be awesome if we could give these college athletes a little bit of a salary so they could begin to think about what they're going to do after football or baseball or basketball? Because that's what really college sports are about building you as a person and getting you ready for your future through the learning of teamwork and camaraderie. Because like I said, not everyone's going to the NBA. It's also a very good point to note that a lot of these college athletes come from very poverty-stricken homes. They don't come from a lot of money. They need support. They need people to help them out with groceries and clothes because they don't really have a lot of that financial support coming from home. So they're just pouring in all their time and effort into their sport while trying to balance their studies, while also stressing about how they're going to pay for their food just because they've come from a poverty-stricken environment. It just doesn't sit well with me. My final point is this, and I think this is probably the biggest point that I want to make. Colleges act like they do a lot to help college athletes. And again, I'm not referencing Glen Oaks. They do a lot for us. I'm completely content. D1 colleges are making a mass amount of money off of the likeness of college athletes. When you go to a game at the Big House to watch Michigan, every ticket sold is going back into the athletic boosters for that college. And none of that, and the players on the team are seeing none of that money. If you really let that sink in, you really just get to thinking, how is that possible? It's like working a full time job, doing everything you can for a company, but not seeing any profit after. While your CEO or the head coach is seeing millions and millions of dollars, and while the school is making millions and millions of dollars off the tickets they sell because people want to see you play ball. I really hope we can get this resolved. I really hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope this kind of changed your perspective a little bit. But as always, I respect your opinion, and I hope you guys have a great night.